Hello. You need a craft. You need to make stuff. You need to stop only buying things. You can still keep buying things, like that's the society we live in. But you need to make something. Whatever suffering you have right now could probably be alleviated at least a little bit by making something. I'm shaking my hands down here, but you can't see it. Making something. Something that you put yourself into. A lot of people say that, but what that really means is you have taken something, or not taken something, you had an idea, and that thing either doesn't exist at all, or doesn't exist in the way that you're thinking of yet, and you bring that idea into existence through a sequence of decision making. You have gone through a process of making step-by-step decisions about, okay, I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to do this to it, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to make this change, this thing happen, I'm going to do this and this and this. All those decisions combine, build to your final product, whatever it is. This can be anything. This can be cooking. This can be knitting. This can be music making. I'm a musician. There's a caveat with music that I want to address, but I'll come back to that. If you do that, you will put yourself into something because you're the only person that will make that exact string of decisions to bring something into existence. You make a sequence of decisions, and then you have something to show for it. And now because you made that sequence of decisions, a bit of yourself is in that thing. And when you think about human history, that used to be the only option, right? Either you or someone that you live close to put themselves into something, and now you have that, or they have it. Now we can buy everything. We can go to the store that is run by a bunch of people that are removed from their labor and buy an item that was made by somebody who is removed from their labor. They're just a bunch of people just doing things for paychecks. I take my paycheck. I go to a place that is populated by people that are just getting a paycheck to exchange my money for something that was made by people who are just trying to get a paycheck. It used to be that people put themselves into their stuff. That still can happen. This weird looking pedal back here, shout out to Simon the Magpie, by the way. This is a spring reverb. There's a real spring in there and a bunch of distortion modules and stuff. So it's a crazy sound design, fun box thing. It was made by hand by a guy in Sweden, and I bought it. And this is one of my favorite things. And I have other guitar pedals. I have another distortion pedal here, but this is a mass-produced distortion pedal. I like it for what it can do for me, but other than that, it's kind of like whatever. The reverb, the spring reverb pedal, I think is way cooler because I've been watching Simon the Magpie's YouTube channel for a long time, and I even sent him an email, and we had a small exchange. I have a small connection, but still a connection. And even though it's a small connection, it's one that's important to me. I know the process behind that, and I know that there's care put into that, and that's an expression of Simon, if that's really his real name. What you need to do is find something to make, because making stuff is fulfilling. It's more fulfilling than playing a video game. Playing video games is fun, but there's a satisfaction that comes from making something and having it. What I meant about music earlier was, like, as a musician, music is a temporal art. It's in time. It exists in time. Once I stop playing my instrument, the music is done. I'm glad that we can make recordings. I'm glad that we can record our music and listen back to it. And I'll tell you, the difference that I've observed for me between a really good performance and a really well-crafted, well-mixed and mastered track that I can have and keep, especially if it's on like a physical medium where it's like this exists, or if I've written a piece of music and I've printed it out, there's something magical that happens. And this is really weird and probably super niche, but when you write a piece of music in notation and then you print it, there's a moment when you print it that's like, boom, it's real. My brain, I don't know, maybe you guys experience this too. So like, music notation. And this isn't mine. This is just a polka that I have laying around. Don't ask why I have a polka laying around. There's something in your brain that makes it that clicks and is like, yes, this is real, even though it's totally real anyway. But once you print it and it's physical, I've made it. It's permanent. It's permanent. It doesn't just exist in electricity. That piece of paper with ink on it is a physical material. It's permanent. When I make a song, it's as permanent as music can get. When I produce and record and mix and master, that's what I meant by make. When I do all that and there's a final product, it's permanent. The difference between the experience of having a permanent thing that I've crafted and a fleeting performance experience, those two things are both valuable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that those two things, one is more valuable than the other. They're valuable in their own way. But there's a special thing about making something that's permanent and then you have it and you're like, I made that I really think a lot of us are missing, because the world we live in is trying to take that away from us. They're trying to take away our craft for ourselves and make it so that if we make anything, it's to serve a corporation. It's to serve the capitalist machine. It's to serve some corporate agenda rather than to serve ourselves. My advice, have your hobbies, but find a craft. Find something to make. And if your hobby is already some kind of craft, great. I don't want to get into the semantics of hobby versus craft. Just make something. Anything. Think about what gives you joy and follow that. Just make something.